Rim Country News brought to you by Jake's Corner Bar and Grill. Same stop, different horses since 1916. And by Terlucas and Brandt CPA PLLC, with a long history of providing quality CPA services right here in Rim Country. On this Wednesday, June 2nd, for Tano TV, K-Rim Radio News, and Global Trails Media, I'm Randy Roberson with your Rim Country News headlines. When a brush fire's quick-moving flames torched land and threatened wildlife near Bush Highway on Monday, well, two teenagers took matters into their own hands, and they tried to douse the fire in a way that you might not expect, with beer. Well, azfamily.com is reporting when 19-year-old Gabriel Carrillo and 18-year-old Evelyn Williams saw the fire, they said they tried calling the fire department and even drove to the sheriff's station looking for help, but no one was there. And that's when they decided they needed to jump into action. Well, the pair was on the way to work. They were headed down to the Saguaro Lake Ranch around 4:30 in the morning on Memorial Day. Carrillo said, "We happened to notice a thing of smoke off to the right-hand side." And Carrillo went on to say it was about 100 yards off the roadway. And then he said, when we had stopped, we saw that the fire was not a controlled fire. It was an out-of-control fire. It was a wildfire, he said. Well, he went on to say that we drove down to the sheriff's station, which he said was about a quarter mile down the road, and as we mentioned before, there was nobody there. So he said, we turned around and took it into our own hands. Carrillo said, we're protecting private land. We're protecting the homes that are about 2 miles back, and Salt River access, Saguaro Lake access, and all of the fires that have burned out our area lately. Well, we're tired of seeing it happen, he said. Well, Carrillo went on to say that we just used what we had, which was our hands and our feet. We started kicking dirt, and after more than an hour, they said that they brought the fire down to a smolder. But with no water, they worried that the embers would reignite. Well, thankfully, a man who was on his way out to the lake with his boat stopped to help, and he had a 30-pack of beer with him. So they all proceeded to pour the beer over the smoldering remains of that fire, dousing any possible hot spots. Well, the pair isn't even old enough to drink beer yet. However, they say they were thankful to have it on hand, and they said, quote, I wasn't thinking I'm a hero, Carrillo said. I wasn't thinking we were doing this for anything else. We were doing this because it's saving our job. It's saving the road that gets everyone out to the river to have fun. And it's saving the homes that are behind us. Well, when the two finally made it to work that day, it was a few hours later, they said that they were pretty ill from all the smoke that they had inhaled. As a result, they were sent home for the day. Well, they passed by the site a day later on their way into work on Tuesday morning, and they say it was all as they left it, with the homes around it, and no one more in danger. Well, a good story indeed. We're sorry that beer had to be used for such a thing, but it's a good thing it was on hand. And speaking of wildfires on the Tano National Forest, Helitack and engine crews have stopped the forward progression of what's called the Sombrero Fire. That's that fire we reported on yesterday here. The fire was south of Young near Cherry Creek. Crews currently are securing the fire edges and mopping up. They were able to keep that fire in a very remote area to just 2.25 acres in size. Fantastic work indeed. And speaking of the forest, forest officials up on top of the rim, well, they've been keeping their eyes on some little babies. The Flagstaff Ranger District is beginning to welcome some new arrivals. After about 34 days of incubation, many of our peregrine falcon pairs have begun having their kiddos. Well, like many of our forest users, the peregrines enjoy the stunning views that you get from the many rock outcroppings. Officials want you to be aware, however, that peregrines, and for that matter, many other wildlife species, can be quite territorial and protective of their young. So if you hear a peregrine or any other bird giving a distress call, they ask you to please move quickly out of the area so that they have the opportunity to raise their young undisturbed. Not exactly sure what I'm supposed to do about the birds that nested on my back porch, but I guess we'll all find out together. Thanks to wildlife biologist Amy and Madra for capturing the video here, by the way. And coming up in Rim Country weather, warm temperatures along with breezy conditions continue through the week, although folks up on top of the rim have a chance for rain for the next few days. Here in Payson, we also have the possibility of some showers in the forecast this week. A complete report is coming up next. You're watching Rim Country News.
Jake's Corner Bar and Grill. It's not just a bar, it's a destination. Jake started out as an Arizona stage stop way back in 1916, and folks have been stopping here ever since. Jake's also has been famous as a popular stopping spot for travelers headed to Rim Country or Roosevelt Lake. But as more people discover this historic stop, more and more, it becomes the destination. It was even featured in the 2008 movie Jake's Corner and later featured at the Sedona Film Festival. Ice-cold beers from the tap, imported or specialty beers, a generously stocked full bar, and great food that keeps you wanting to come back again and again. Enjoy a game of pool inside or step out and enjoy the covered patio and outdoor bar with live entertainment and much more. We hope to see you soon at one of the most historic stopping spots in Arizona, Jake's Corner Bar and Grill. It's not just a bar, it's a destination.
Hello, this is Brian Bowman. We have Payson Tire Pros and Automotive, and one of the best things about having a business in town is the local community. We found Terlucas and Brandt to do our taxes. Amy's been a critical component for our business to be successful. We are very thankful for them and their professionalism. So if you're looking to have somebody do your taxes and you want to find somebody good that's willing to work with you, Amy is awesome. Terlucas and Brandt is who we suggest.
Taking a look now at your Rim Country 7-day weather forecast, an upper-level low remains locked in place over northern Mexico as high pressure builds to our north and our west. Now, this blocking pattern keeps temperatures warm and breezy conditions, along with the threat for showers and thunderstorms all the way through Saturday. For today, shower and thunderstorm activity remains limited to the eastern Mogollon Rim and over into the White Mountains. Thursday into Friday, the upper-level low over Mexico begins to propagate northeastward into Texas. That'll allow a weak ridge to build into the southwest here. Consequently, moisture increases over Arizona, especially in the east, resulting in shower and thunderstorm coverage increasing over much of the area on Thursday evening and into Friday. And that even includes a small chance for showers right here in Payson. We say small chance because dry air remains through much of the boundary layer, so any rainfall is expected to be minimal. The area most likely to see any wetting precipitation is in the higher terrain over near the White Mountains. Now, given the high base nature of the showers and the thunderstorms, as we've been reporting all week, strong gusty outflow winds and dry lightning are still possible all this week. Saturday, the high over the Rockies begins to degrade and an upper-level low off the coast of California begins to drop southward. Much of the area remains dry and warm, with a few isolated afternoon showers over the eastern portions of Arizona. Sunday, heights begin to fall as another trough over the Pacific Northwest begins to descend into the Rockies, and that'll be during the first half of next week. Winds look to increase as the trough approaches, along with some drier conditions and slightly cooler temperatures to start off next week. Well, meanwhile, highs and lows around Rim Country today, well, according to the National Weather Service up in Flagstaff, they should be looking something like this. Here in Payson today, no chance for showers in the forecast for us today. Under mostly sunny skies, we should warm up to 89 degrees for a high today and cool off to a mild low of 60 tonight. Up on top of the rim at Forest Lakes, where they have daily chances for some light thunderstorms all through this week, as a matter of fact, all the way through at least Friday. Today, under partly sunny skies up there, though, their high should be a mild 76 degrees and then cooling off to a nice 51 for a low up there tonight. So some beautiful weather to be camping out up on top of the rim.
Down in the deserts of Tano Basin, nothing but sunshine in the forecast down there today. And matter of fact, things are going to be heating up quite a bit today, up to the century mark. 100 is their forecast high today, before dropping 30 degrees to a low of 70 down there tonight. So in other words, pretty much the same as yesterday. Well, and still, if you head all the way down to Phoenix at Sky Harbor International Airport, where they're usually always the hottest spot in the valley down there, they're forecast to hit 106 for a high today, and then only cool off to a low of 80 degrees there tonight. Ooh, it's going to be a toasty one. And that's what's happening around Rim Country. For Tano TV, K-Rim Radio News, and Global Trails Media, I'm Randy Roberson. Make it a great Hump Day Wednesday.